So every man knows this feeling. It's that pit in your stomach when your wife asks you to do something and you already know you're going to say yes, even though you don't want to. Maybe it's you're driving home after work one day. You're tired, had a busy day at work, but you're feeling good for the most part. You're thinking about hitting the gym or even grabbing a beer with a buddy that you haven't seen in a long time. And then your phone buzzes. You get a message. Hey, can you skip that thing tonight and help me with X, Y, and Z? And instantly your stomach kind of drops. You already know what you're going to text back. Sure, babe, I'll be there soon. And you're not doing this because you want to necessarily. There's probably more of a fear of disappointing her or being seen as a man who's selfish. Here's the truth though. If you never disappoint your wife, you're going to lose her respect. And eventually you're going to lose her attraction. And I want to use this video to talk about why that happens. And I guess we can start with why men struggle to say no. Most men aren't really afraid of conflict. Like when it comes down to it, they're ready to go to war. What men are really afraid of is disconnection. And that's what conflict can often lead to. We learn early that love is earned through success and through approval. Be a good boy. Don't upset mom. Don't make waves. Be a provider. Be a leader. Succeed. That's the nice guy trap. You think you're being agreeable and that's somehow going to make you lovable. You think saying yes somehow earns connection that you want. But really what it does is it kills polarity. And there's also scarcity at play here. When you don't trust your own values, your own worth, every time that you stand up for yourself, it feels dangerous. Like it might cost love. And here's what a lot of the science says. When approval is tied to your self-worth, your body releases cortisol every time you assert yourself, the stress hormone. Your nervous system literally starts to believe no equals rejection. And so what do? You trade your truth for peace, or just a morsel of closeness, or at least for avoidance of disconnection. And honestly, you kind of end up with neither. And I remember working with a guy a while ago around coaching. He was a great husband, right? He had a great career, and he rearranged his life every single week to meet his wife's needs. Over time, she grew distant from him, not because he didn't love her, because he stopped respecting and standing up for himself. His wife didn't want more of a yes man. She wanted him. And the reason men do this over and over again is really surprising. Now, when a woman loves you, she often wants all of you. It's never enough. She wants your time, your energy, your attention. She wants it all, as much as you can give. It's not wrong. It's love expressed as closeness. It's almost like when a mom looks at her baby and says, "Oh, you're so cute, I could just eat you up." I know sometimes Kate wants to be so close to me that she wants to bite me. That's devotion. That's desire. But here's the catch. Wanting, there's no limit to that. But giving has a limit. If you give everything, you strip away the very parts of you that made her desire you. She fell in love for your fire, your direction, your independence. You lose those and the attraction fades. I've seen this hundreds of times. Guys stop training, stop their hobbies, stop doing what they love, cut out all their friendships, and they just become available all the time. One day she says, "I just don't feel like I'm in love with you anymore. I love you, but I'm not in love." And that's because she's full. She can have you anytime she wants, but she's not fulfilled. The paradox that we're talking about here is, women often don't feel safe with a man who always says yes. They feel safe with a man who has boundaries. That's like attachment psychology 101. Safety doesn't come from compliance. It doesn't come from just saying yes to everything all the time. It comes from consistency. If she can just push you around and she can just wrap you around her finger and you're just going to do whatever she says, well, she really can't lean into you when things get tough. And if she can't relax into you, she can't fully love you. I remember another one of my clients, he used to cave every single time. And his wife would constantly test him and he would just fold. And then she'd get resentful and had so much trouble trusting him emotionally until I taught him to learn to say, "Hey, I hear you, but no, I'm not going to do this tonight." And that was like everything shifted. She started to soften. She started to want him a bit more. And it wasn't because she heard no, it was because she finally trusted he could hold her emotions without collapsing. So boundaries don't create distance. They create safety in a relationship. And if your wife doesn't believe that you'll stand up for your own needs, your own wants, your own desires, how will you ever stand up for her? And I really want to be clear on something here. This idea of like women testing us. Women don't test us because they're trying to be manipulative, pardon me. They test us because they're wired to check for safety, for strength, and for stability. That's primal. She's not looking to control you. She's looking to see if she can trust you. I think about, another guy in our group, he was like prepping for this big presentation at his work. And he was like a high-powered guy, CEO. And his wife asked him, "Hey, don't do that prep." And said, "Can we just watch a show together? We never watch a show together. You're always working." And his response was saying, "Hey, not tonight, honey. I really gotta finish the project." And she pouted for a bit, but 10 minutes later, she moved on. A week later, he got this response from her, which is saying, "I love how focused you are at providing for our family and making this happen." When you hold your line with calm presence, you're not rejecting her. You're just reassuring her nervous system that you're solid, that your values, your code, they matter to you. And here's something that most men never tend to learn. Early disappointment is a filter for emotional maturity. If you're your partner can't handle a healthy no, you're learning something really important there. Not about you, but about your partner's capacity for true, genuine connection. I remember a friend of mine, he actually dated a woman. Every time he said no, she punished him. She gave him the silent treatment, guilted him, withdraw from the situation, and just avoid texting him. And he thought, if I just give more, then she'll feel secure. He was with this woman for years. Years later, he was just burnt out, and she was still unhappy. I just like to say, hey man, it's better to find that 5 weeks in as to find that 5 years in. When you have a kid and a mortgage, that resentment pops up, it's better to figure that out early in an honest way. Because, being honest with your love is being strong with your love. And Brene Brown says this all the time, but clear is kind. So being real is important. Now, if this is hitting home and you're realizing, you've been leading from guilt and folding a bit instead of leading from grounded confidence, I made something just for you. It's called a Reignite Your Marriage Blueprint. It's a totally free guide, helps you rebuild connection, rebuild trust, bring back attraction into your marriage without losing yourself, falling back into people pleasing. Men have used this over and over again in terms of how to stay calm when she gets intense and shares her emotion, how to set boundaries that actually build safety and connection, and how to bring back some of that polarity, that desire, that fire in a way that's compassionate and inviting to your partner. Okay, so if you want that, the link's below. You can grab it for free. Let's get back to talking about the man that she can really feel proud of to lean on. There's something I call the rejection parallel. It's something totally fascinating, and it falls into the realm of psychology. So a lot of us know this, but scarcity increases value. It's why rejection often fuels attraction. We want things that we can't have. And when someone's not always available, lo and behold, we value them more. And disappointment tends to work the same way. A little no can actually increase traction because it shows spine. Think of it like a spice. You have too little, it's bland. You have too much, it's overpowering. But with the right amount, it's perfect. When you hold your ground with warmth, with calm, and with love, you're not pushing her away. You're sending her a clear message. I'm solid, I'm consistent, you can relax, and you can trust me. And that's really important in the type of leadership you want to bring to your relationship. Let's make this even more practical. Practically, think about where you say yes out of fear, out of avoidance. That's the first thing to recognize. That's not love. You're just like managing your own anxiety. So notice that. Step 2, in those moments around that space, say no in a calm manner, not from anger, not from defensiveness, not from blaming. Just, no, honey, not tonight. Or, I hear you, I just need this time for you. Right? You can even give an alternative if you want. You can say, sorry, honey, not tonight. How about Friday at 7 p.m.? Does that work for you? And sometimes that can even lighten the blow. Step 3 is keep living the life that made you attractive in the first place. So many men give up on themselves when they become family men. But improve your body, improve your purpose, improve your friendships. Those aren't extras. They're the foundation of what makes you a healthy masculine leader. They benefit you, they benefit your marriage, and they benefit your family. And so do more of that. That's what your wife fell in love with in the first place. Somewhere along the line, you're being real with yourself, you lost that man and you focused on taking care of everybody else instead of bringing that fire, that passion, and bringing more of yourself to the relationship, which is what she truly wants. Step 4 is reframe that disappointment. Stop telling yourself it's rejection. It's not. It's respect. You're being clear. You're being open. Sure, sometimes she might be disappointed, but you're not letting her down. You're really holding her up by showing that she can lean on your strength and your conviction. That you're going to be true to your word because it matters, even when it's hard. And that's healthy masculine leadership. It's calm, it's clear, and it's compassionate. The bottom line is this: you can't lead your marriage if you're afraid to be disliked for 5 to 10 minutes. Learn to say no with love from a grounded presence. Hold that ground and be calm. Sometimes she's going to be disappointed, but she'll trust you more, not less. Because what she craves isn't endless agreement. It's not being available all the time. It's grounded certainty. Your wife doesn't want a yes man. She wants you, steady, present, real. So next time you get that text, just pause, take a breath, choose clarity and leadership. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe. We put out weekly videos on leading yourself, your marriage, and your family with calm confidence. And don't forget, you can grab your free Reignite Your Marriage Blueprint below to help you reconnect emotionally and sexually to your partner, no matter how long your disconnection cycle has been.